Agree with you more, and I tell you what, I mean, let's just go ahead and hit you with a double bomb right now, because you should definitely listen to what Kyle has to say. But then if you want to know what kind of companies you can work for, what kind of people you can work with, Jenny Stentz stopped by from Johnson Controls. Johnson Controls is one of the great companies in our industry. And if you want to know the kind of people in our industry, I got a chance to record the interview, Kenny. So I tell you what, let's take a listen to what Jenny had to say, and we'll talk about it on the flip side. But check this out. Hi, Eric Stromquist here with Controltrends. I have a very special guest today. In-house, we have Jenny Stentz, and Jenny is the Vice President, General Manager of Controls and all products related to energy efficiency. Did I get that right?
All products and all distribution for building efficiency.
Right, and we're a distributor, which is why I got this cool Johnson shirt.
I love that shirt.
It's a great shirt.
It's a great shirt, and it makes you look so thin.
Thank you, because I thought it was making me look fat. It makes Rob Allen look fat when he has to wear it, but it does look good on me, doesn't it? So, all kidding aside, I met Jenny. I met you about a month ago. We took a customer up to your product showcase, and first of all, let me just say, what great hospitality. For our listeners and viewers out there, if you ever get a chance to go to Johnson Controls, visit their showcase, you want to do it. So if you're a consulting engineer, if you're an integrator, if you're an end user, reach out to your local Johnson Controls distributor, tell them you want to go to Milwaukee.
Yeah, that was such a fun visit. It really was. And I want to thank you, because you came and you brought some customers, and it was a great opportunity for all of us to get out of the office, which is so hard to do, and have a little fun, go to a ball game, have some time to be able to just talk, get to know each other. But it's really fun to get into our showcase and be able to see all that we offer. People tell us all the time, particularly as we've grown so much in the last couple of years, they have no idea all of the things that we do within building efficiency at Johnson Controls. But then separate from that, being able to kind of put your hands on different types of equipment that we have, being able to test and see demos of things that are coming out over the next couple of years, and even get your feedback on some of the investments that we're making, and be able to shape where we're heading with some of those.
Well, it was fantastic, and our customers kept going, who knew? Who knew that Johnson had all these other product offerings? I want to get to those in a minute, because you guys have got the checkbook out and been doing some serious acquisitions that I think are going to sort of revolutionize the way the building automation control bundle and HVAC control bundle goes. So we'll get to that in a minute, but state-of-the-art facility. It was just really cool. You guys got the boards, and you could slide the stuff around, but if you ever want to see the products, and just what JC said, it's a great way to do it. And the one thing I'll say again is that you guys really know how to show hospitality. And I think that's really pervading in what it's like to do business with Johnson Controls these days. It's more like a partnership than a vendor customer relationship. You guys seem to have values of really, well, what impresses me about you guys is it's not just about the products. You guys are really genuinely, how can we help you be more profitable? So you really listen a lot. And so speak about that, because it seems like a philosophical. Is that deliberate, or is that just you?
No, there's been a change. We've actually realigned our sales force to be focused on our distinct channels. We've got our branch channel, which is great for many customers that want to buy that way. But as you know, we've got distributors, and as we work through, you've got different needs in the way that you bring value to your customers. And so we understand that. So we've realigned our sales force to be very, very focused around a specific channel, so that they can go deep in understanding how we bring more value, not only to you, but to your end customers as well. I think that's helped us to listen a whole lot more, and to be able to bring initiatives and strategies that allow for your business to grow. Just as we've been doing today, having an account management meeting to talk about the progress that we've made, the things that we outlined to grow, and how we're doing against those. I think it's really been a great testament for being able to align how we best help you in the marketplace. Like you said, not just with products, but with all of the other things that we can provide to help us win together.
Right, because at the end of the day, the market, we're all competitive. We're all trying to grow our businesses. But it really has a feel that you guys are, hey, we're partners. Let's put our heads together. Let's figure out how we can do this. And along those lines, the Johnson Business Conference is coming up.
Yep.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Looking forward to it.
If you haven't been to the Johnson Conference, that's something else. It's kind of a must sort of do deal. But I tell you what I love about those conferences is, there's a big, product showcase where you guys show off the products. There's a lot of technical stuff, but you really sort of delve into and bring speakers in that are going to help me as a business person be more profitable.
Yeah, this will be a fun conference. I mean, Nashville is a great place. If you haven't been there, we've got some incredible activities outlined that are going to be a lot of fun. In addition to that, though, there's some great value-added, business-oriented type programs. I mean, we're there to talk about lots of things. I think you were there last year, and we all are talking about how do we win with the millennials? How are we able to recruit, retain, and get them to stay within our organizations? But we've got a great lineup of business-related topics that are all really focused on how to help you be more successful leading your teams. In addition to that, what I'm also excited about is we're going to make a pretty big splash around some new developments as well as some new launches. And we're going to use the CBC as a great opportunity to tell the story, but also really be able to showcase some of the stuff we've been doing behind the scenes.
Well, I know a little bit of the stuff you've been doing. JCI is on the move, and you got some great stuff coming out. But I will forewarn you, if you don't want the truth about the realities of business, then you got to be prepared. I was really disappointed to find out that I'm not a millennial. But what was kind of cool about it was, and I just want to talk about it as an example, we learned so much at that conference about how millennials think, how to motivate them, how to recruit them, how to get them on your side. And, you'd have to pay an outside business consultant to come in and do something like that. But it's things like that at the conference. Well,
that's exactly what we do. We get the type of speakers and presenters that would be almost impossible for a small business to afford on their own. Yeah. And we're able to congregate many businesses together and put the investment up so that you can still have that experience. You can still learn from some of the best around the world.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the businesses because, like you say, who knew? So tell our listeners a little about some of the other companies that you guys own or have bought or are going to buy and how you sort of see that rolling in to the overall landscape of smart building controls.
Yeah, this has been a really fun couple of years. I feel like we've been moving at warp speed. And, honestly, from the strategy that our CEO laid out to really shift the portfolio of Johnson Controls to be viewed as a multi-industrial company, we have been absolutely realizing that vision every day over the last couple of years. It starts with the acquisition that we made with ADTI. So essentially overnight, we purchased and exploded of a company, going from a company of being few brands, few channels to a company of being many brands and many channels, looking at everything that we've acquired from, really looking at the air side, at air systems distribution, grills, registers, diffusers, and fans and filters, along with, really being the industry leader when it comes to fan coil units, VAV boxes, and everything that we're doing in air handling units. You think about that and you think about where controls comes to play, and it's all about creating solutions, creating smart equipment, smart devices, and being able to have all of those distinct pieces and parts fit together. I mean, who would have thought you could have a smart grill and a smart diffuser? I mean, what the heck would that be, right? But we're able to really drive, I think, to the next level of innovation and how to actually drive more simplicity to the end users to achieve what they want and balance that comfort along with efficiency by bringing it all together. It's been a lot of fun for us to be able to not only understand from having many, many different reps and distributors that may have one distinct product saying, hey, here's some feedback from the marketplace. I think the amount of feedback we've gotten by exploding into some of these other markets has been tremendous. That ties right back to controls and helps us really view that differently in the way that we're going to approach it.
Well, right. And I think, having those perspectives from some of these companies you've acquired, because everybody's trying to get their arms around the Internet of Things and how we can use data, how we can make our buildings smarter and more efficient. And everybody has a little bit different take on it. So I think you guys are getting a unique perspective by these different companies you're acquiring. And then also I think that what it really boils down to at the end of the day is you're really giving your customers a lot of choices.
I think it does come down to a lot of choices. And you mentioned the Internet of Things. I go back to the multi-industrial portfolio. I mean, honestly, we've separated now, and you'll see the official close the automotive business. So as we're exiting the automotive business in full by spinning that off into a distinct separate company, you now see Johnson Controls is clearly in the building space and the energy storage space. So we've always made batteries for cars, but now getting into batteries for building, distributed energy storage. And clearly there's a great connection to how do you control that to maximize the value for your building, right? And that's just a whole nother world that opens up. When we talk about the Internet of Things, many of you are aware of the acquisition that we're in progress, and we've got a close coming in early September with
Tyco.
It is right in the sweet spot of how we actualize the Internet of Things into real clear solutions, right? What does that look like to have an integrated building management system? For years, it's funny because we think we own the building management system in HVAC, but if you go into the security world, they have a building management system, yes. and goodness, lighting has a building management system, and so does fire. So does the fire and life safety world. So I think this is really going to help us to rethink the right level of what is an integration and how does all of this need to operate, and ultimately, what is the value for the end customer in the end? Do they want all of those integrations? What makes sense and what doesn't? And more importantly, how do you drive the cost of all of that down?
Right. No, I got you. I want to cycle back to something because you've been around the industry for a while, and you mentioned the battery division. And here's something that's sort of fascinating me is, I've got a Tesla, and, Tesla had what they call a power wall. Right. Yes. And so you start talking about your expertise with the batteries, because I can totally see, like Elon Musk said in a post we had on Controltrends, the sun is the ultimate energy source. Right. It's always there. And you guys seem like if that really takes off at a big level, you guys are right in the sweet spot to capitalize on that too, right? We
are actually sit on the board of our newly launched, and we launched it in October, our distributed energy storage business. So we are actively, and it sits right in the middle between those two businesses. We're the largest battery maker in the world. Think about that. And then we're the largest building controls provider in the world. So you match those two together, right? And there's a lot of value to really how to optimize that for the building owner. So whether you want to participate in, demand response, whether you want to better manage that, whether you have intermittency issues. And the battery can solve a lot of issues for building owners all around the world, particularly here in the U.S. We're definitely seeing the market evolve. I think that, what we've seen so far is it's moving faster than anyone had actually anticipated.
Well, it's just fascinating. We were interviewing somebody last weekend, and we were talking about the whole concept of blockchain. And it came to with Bitcoin, right? And this person was going, Therese Sullivan from Building Contacts Me was going, well, what she could see with like the batteries and the storage that the power companies you might be using blockchains as a way to do transactions to do energy back and forth. So your building is now, you've got a bunch of extra capacity, and then my building needs some. So now you're selling me some, and we're using the whole bit.
So this is an interesting concept. I think this takes us to a point where there was a lot of focus around the microgrid controller. Right. That's great. And there's a place for that, but your building needs to be microgrid enabled, right? Yes. And it's the technologies inside the building and how they operate that actually help you achieve that. So it is clearly an opportunity for us to leverage all of the types of renewables and controls technology, efficiency technology, battery storage in terms of when you look at, how solvent are you, how protected are you with an intermittency, with a down, power, all the things that could happen to you. And so you think about your sustainability plan and you think about what you have in place. Is your building ready for that, right? Yes, yes. And it's not just having each one distinct. It's having it connected together so that your building is smart enough to know when to leverage those technologies at the right point in time. But being able to leverage solar, store it, and use it when you need it, man, that's going to turn on a whole new level of opportunity.
Well, it is. And I think there are a lot of people that know how to connect different things together. But I'm not sure there are a lot of people who know what to connect together. Right. And it seems like you guys got the know-how, plus you got the what. Because the battery technology, I think, is really going to take off. This is exciting stuff.
It is exciting stuff.
So what else you got for us here on Controltrends, our exclusive interview with Jenny Stentz from JCI?
We'll be launching a lot of things. You talked a little bit in the beginning about the ease of doing business. This is a big theme for us right now. A lot of our investments are going into how do we especially now that we do so many different things, how do we make it easier rather than more complicated for a customer to navigate with Johnson Controls? We'll actually be releasing and launching our first of many selection tools that'll all go through one common portal. We already have our customer portal up, but we're actually launching our selection tools for our independent distributors and contractors as it relates to controls. We're really excited about this. That'll be connected to order management tools all the way through warranty processes. So we've got a pretty big vision here along the ease of doing business suite that really takes the pain of customers having to figure out where do they go to get it. You've got lots of choices now. You can go to the branch, you can go to a distributor, you can go to a contractor that represents. You can go to Stromquist, but everybody go to Stromquist, right? So you've got those options, and now what's important is that the actual process of doing that is the best in class that you get, that seamless experience that makes it easy.
Hey, now, Jenny, speaking of, reducing the cost of business, our systems integrators use the FX Asset tool. I mean, it's just a great example of how you guys think to have people be more competitive with your product. The FX Asset tool, if you haven't used it, is a piece of software that Johnson's got that allows you to basically select your products, program them, design them, create your order, your submittal data all in one package. It really drives the cost out of engineering, programming, and ordering the job.
Well, we're extending that. We're finding all kinds of ways that we can help you, whether it's helping with the engineering, whether it's the loyalty points. I mean, we're continuing to build out our suite of tools that make it more affordable, easy to access, all the types of things that you want to do to speed your business up. Yeah. One other thing you had mentioned, what else do we have out there? I think it's important, to kind of note that we've always really, managed to spend a lot of effort and attention and investment into buildings with complex HVAC systems. And we've always really prided ourselves on building out the building management system. I think one thing that we've learned through the years, particularly with the acquisitions, is we need to make products that really extend to all types of building owners. And you're going to continue to see products come out of Johnson Controls that really fit contractors that are working all the way from the light commercial, mid-market, all the way through the complex space. Really being able to diversify the product and the portfolio of the types of solutions we can bring to different customers, right? At different cost points, and then enable them to do really cool things, by connecting back to the cloud and enabling services that let them move faster with better diagnostics and better support, for their buildings.
Well, because I got to tell you, there's been one sort of criticism of your product portfolio.
Yep.
Is you have not had an entry into what Kenny and I call the race to the small space, which is the smaller buildings that maybe can't afford a full-blown system, and there are a ton of them out there.
That's right.
So are you here today on Controltrends telling us that Johnson Controls is throwing the gauntlet down, that you guys are getting into the race to the small space?
We are. And if you come to the CBC in Nashville, you will see it. We'll be launching a controller that I think people are going to be really excited about, and a smart hub that enables very, very simple selection tools and startup. It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait to see that. Actually, I already have seen it. It's really cool. So,
well, you came to the showcase, right? Come to the showcase, and you'll be able to see a lot of these things before they launch.
And you'll be in the know. Well, listen, the other thing about Johnson Controls, if you're not aware, they are social. You got a cool Johnson Controls community online, so I encourage you to check that out, and you'll hear more about that, I'm sure, at the CBC.
Absolutely, and that one portal is going to be the center, and everything that we're building in this suite of tools will be accessible through the portal. It's the toughest part is having to log on to all of these different systems, remember your passwords with each one of them, and then figure out what you want to do once you finally get in, right? So that I think is a great point. The community, the portal allows you to connect with people just like you all over the world, ask questions, get quick responses. All of our product managers, by the way, are on there all the time. So they're very quick to respond when you need something.
You guys rock and roll. And then last but not least, I'd be remiss if I did not thank you guys. Johnson Controls, once again, is a platinum sponsor for the Controltrends Awards, which will be happening 17. It'll be the 2016 Controltrends Awards, Sunday night before AHR in Las Vegas. So, Jenny, thanks so much for that. You guys have always stepped up to the plate and do a great job. And Chris Eichmann, Chris Lane, Greg Wilmer, they've all won awards. The Johnson product you've been vendor of the year a couple of times. So, hey, if you like what you see with Jenny, vote for JCI because the nomination period is coming out. So with that, Jenny says you got to do one more favor for me. You got to say hi to the man, the myth, the legend. Ken Smarts, go, hi, man, myth, the legend. Go, hi, Kenny.
Hi, myth, the man, the legend. Hi, Kenny.
There we go. That's Jenny Stentz from Johnson Controls. Jenny, thanks so much.
Thanks, Eric. Take care.
You too.